squat depth. How low should you go? What's too low? What's too high? And what's absolutely pathetic? Let's get into it. Sorry, evil laugh. With squats, the biggest thing in my opinion, if you start and you want like an overriding statement, is I want to get to 90 degrees. Well, there's a common argument of people thinking, oh, 90 degrees is when my upper leg is going to be parallel to the ground, or when my hamstring is parallel to the ground. Well, if you think about it biomechanically, that could be very different depths for different people based upon their femur length and the size of their hamstring. So what I like to think about is, if you think about your hip to your knee relation, that's what I want to be even. Once those two are even, and let me show you from the side here, I'm just going to hold on so I can really sit back into it. Right there, my hip joint is going to be even with my knee. Now, that's all the way to my hamstring sitting on my calves. That's to where my hamstrings are going to be parallel to the floor, and then that is what I would consider as proper depth. For most people, if you want an overriding statement, that's what I'm going to say. Now, again, if your biomechanics, if your flexibility, your ankle mobility can allow you to go all the way down to where your hamstrings are on your calves, that's going to be the optimal way to do it, because you're going to get the biggest range of motion. Now, let's say you start to do that and you start to get some anterior or posterior pelvic tilt. That's the last thing we want to do. We want to stop it to where your pelvis is stationary, and that again is set up on your personal biomechanics and then your flexibility. So let me show you some reps here with the safety bar, and we'll kind of talk you through it as we go. Personally, I like hip width, toes out, and then all I'm going to do is with this bar, I'm going to think about grabbing the handles, driving my elbows down, locking my lats in, and bracing my abs and glutes, and then all I'm going to do is just sit back into it here, and then right up, bam, boom, right there. One more. All right, so if you look at those reps, for me, that was perfect depth. Again, I have really good ankle mobility, so I can sink those on the lower side. But with that safety bar, for example, I'm not gonna bury it all the way down there. My hamstrings are sitting on my calves, because that's gonna start putting and transferring tension to my low back, my glutes, my hamstrings, where if I'm squatting, I predominantly want that to be all quad-based, even though I'm gonna get some hamstring and glute development as well. So that is gonna be your free weight squat. Let's talk about setting up if you're gonna do a box squat. So let's take this box here, we have an Elite. And if you look, you'll just want to turn that thing sideways. And then I'm going to demo here, and I'm going to sit back into it here. Now, Chaz can pan down and show that relation of hip to knee is daggone spot on for me for this piece of a box squat. But sadly, what I see a lot of in gyms is people setting the box up way too high. So let's say that puts it at 16. They set it there for someone my height, and they're doing these reps. Now, I'm gonna have them show you again. Look, my knee to my hip. This is just simply too high, way too high. This is not gonna really work what I want for my body. I wanna get much lower on the box squat. So, find the right depth. And again, it goes, the easy cue there is hip and knee being in perfect parallel to each other. And that's gonna put me, in my opinion, for my biomechanics and for most people's biomechanics, in the right spot. All right, and as promised, I told you I'm gonna show you something that's pathetic. If you're here with 10 plates aside, I don't care, and you're doing we're doing nothing but knees. Nothing but knees. You get that thing down in the hole and work those quads. You want big legs, you gotta get here. This half range shit with the weight stacked to the end doesn't do anything. There you have it, guys. Proper squat depth, how low to go, how high not to go, what you want to think about as far as stance width, and then is where your feet and toes are pointing. 11 and 1 is what I like. Some people like 10 and 2, some people like straight ahead. We definitely don't want it pigeon-toed at all. So if you like that video, like, share, and subscribe, and comment below for more content coming in the future. Chris Evans TV.